And with that said, we are ready to rock and roll. I want you to start standing, and I will talk you through it because we are at the last week of the month, and that is our shoulder and neck pondering. So, of course, we have to tend to everything below. So, walking around a little bit and then come into a standing pose. I don't want to say posture because that sounds very serious. And as you stand in, however your body defaults to your stance, so that's what we're going to sort out. Is this a red light or a green light? Is it contracted? From where does it feel like the shoulders are in the posture, the top of the tree? Do they tend to drift forward? Or are they pulled back? I saw my first true green light posture today with a new client, and he was in the military for 30 years, so jamming everything back, which also inhibits the head. So ideally, these shoulders just hang down. Of course, on the front, we'll work with this. If you draw the shoulders forward, the pec majors, and you can feel how that just sinks everything down and judge the chin forward. And then if we add to that the calamity of the pec minors pulling the shoulders down. And then now the trapezius have slid all the way up. So the upper trapezius, that's our first avenue. And then we got to release those and the majors and the minors. And then there's space. And if the shoulders are happy, the neck is happy. So from there, let's come onto in a seated posture. So that can be on the chair if you sit comfortable on the chair, because we're just going to start with the trapezius. It can be in a chair, on the ground, it's whatever. But this is just the easy way to get the upper traps to release. And let your arms are going to hang freely, and then contract them up to the ears. And we feel they are all the way jammed up. And we're just going to release them slowly from 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And so this is an easy little snack, somatic snack, when you find your shoulders have just run all the way up to the ears. Well, let's do that one more time. Squeeze them up. So that is where the whole somatic practice is based. We're going to move into a contraction to get it to release. Let's do it again from 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and done. So notice those jumping. Jitteriness is at one side, maybe both, or a little reluctant to release. And that just tells us there may be a little bit of motor amnesia involved. And so repeating it and working to smooth that jitteriness out is really where the work lies. Underneath the trapezius, we have the levator scapulars, the prissy ones, I like to call them. When you wake up and you can't turn your head and you're like, what happened? Where the trapezius, they attach from the skull to the shoulder blade. These attach from the neck down to the shoulder blade. And like the name says, levator, level up, scapular, shoulder blade. But we're going to do one at a time. And again, this is one that's easier to do seated. So you want to be sure that you're sitting again pretty upright. And that's why a chair can be beneficial if you feel like you're coming into a slouchy pose sitting down. And now we're going to start by turning the head about 22.5 degrees to the right. So midway between the sternum and the shoulder. And then you're going to hike your left shoulder up and then look up to the sky like you just saw something really excited. So the left shoulder and the back of your skull, they come to meet. And we're going to count that down from 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and done. And because, again, they travel a lot with the upper trapezius, we can't just release these guys. We have got to get through the armor first. Let's do that one more time. So hike the shoulder up. So the left shoulder comes up, and then I look up. I'm still in my 22.5 degree of turn. So the back of the shoulder and back of the shoulder and the back of the head meets. And 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and done. Let's gently turn the head back to center. So we didn't start with a rotation test of the neck. We should have somewhere between 65, maybe even 70 degrees of rotation. So if you turn your head and look over your shoulder, 90 degrees would be the shoulder, so that would be excessive. But with a forward head posture, if you jug your head forward, you'll notice you're going to lose the range of movement. We need to do the other side, don't we? But notice just one side of your neck right now with the levator scapula released. So let's turn the head now to the other side. So turn the head left. And then hike the right shoulder up. Back of the head and the shoulder meets up. And 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and down. Take a buffer breath and then slowly repeat. Take the shoulder up, and then again, be a good steward of your body, not overdo, not underdo, and that can be a really challenging balance. Where's the right spot? So you feel your neck is coming into extension and the shoulder draws up. So let's isolate that muscle and let's take it down one more time. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and done. Turn the head back slowly towards center. Notice if your neck got a little bit more space between the vertebrae, turning the head. We are ready to take it onto our back now. So let's come onto it. I got my whole mat covered with a blanket. So as you come onto your back, you can evaluate if you feel the chin is juggy, then slide a small pillow or blanket under the head so that the chin can orient more towards your chest. Placing the hands on the lower abdomen, breathing in and breathing out. Diaphragmatic breathing. So while we have the hands just on the top of the belly, actually you are expanding all the way around, sides and also into the back body. As the diaphragm acts like this great big piston moving down. Breathing in and breathing out. On the next exhalation, I invite you to complete the out breath, but then exhale again. And you may find you get a little bit more ribcage involvement. Let's do that again. Breathing in normally. And then exhaling. And when that feels complete, exhale more. Let the breath be open and easy. We worked on the breath last week, the 3 parts of the breath, the belly, the rib cage, and then the upper chest. And the upper chest, when we breathe in a shallow way, we are using the neck muscles to breathe. So we only want to use that in emergencies. Otherwise, using the belly, using the ribs for the breath. Let's begin to move into the arch and flatten. So I'm going to release my arms out to the side. If it's comfortable for you to keep your hands on your abdomen, I invite you to do that. As you inhale, contracting the low back. And exhale, slowly release. Floating back to neutral. Buffer breath. And on the out breath, let's flatten the low back. Hollow out the belly. And then let the pelvis tilt so that you come towards the top of your sacrum. And then slowly release. Floating back to neutral. And remember, this can take more than one breath. That's okay. Once at neutral, take a complete in and out breath. And we'll repeat. Inhaling an arch, contract the muscles on the low back. Is the head moving? Does the chin pull down towards the chest as you arch? Slowly release. Moving one end of a structure, the other should follow. At neutral, take a breath in for nothing again. And as you exhale, contract, flatten, rolling the pelvis up. Notice the head. Slowly release. When you're completely released, buffer breath again. And we'll do it one more time. Inhaling an arch. As always, while you are working in, enjoying it, making it pleasurable. You're having spa yoga. Float back, letting go of strain, pain. When you're ready on the out breath, flattening. Belly hollows out. And we let go of the contraction. Let your breath return. Belly breathing. We'll take the arms out to the sides. And we'll take the legs out long. And then pressing out through the right heel. Just the heel. And then let that go. Again, pressing up through the right heel. Invite the right hip to draw down along with it. And let that go. So a variation of the big X movement. As you draw the right hip and heel down. Moving in a way that is comfortable, not inducing pain. And I invite you again to take the right arm up. So now we're lengthening the entire side seam. And I let it slink back. I extend up through the right side. Maybe the head rolls a little bit to the left. Reaching, lengthening, letting go. Make it easy. Make it enjoyable. Like a gentle yawn. Releasing the rib cage, releasing the waist. That helps release the rib cage so that posture can be restored a little bit easier. Let's do one more. And pause. Breathing in and out. What changed between the right side and the left side? And then gently begin to press out through the left heel. We're just isolating the heel first. So the back of the leg, do that just a couple of times. And then begin to invite your hips down. And if you find that laying with your legs long brings your body into an uncomfortable lordosis, arch of the low back, you can bend up your right leg to help create a little bit more flattening in the back to take you a little bit out of the lordosis. Slide the hips with the foot. And then inviting the arm to participate. Extending palm away from heel. Easy and gentle. Let's do it one more time. And we'll let that be the last. Draw your awareness back to the breath. As you breathe in and out, feel the lower two quadrants, upper two quadrants. And take the hands behind the head and we'll bend the knees up again. And that gets us ready to the arch and curl, which we really begin to work on the pec majors. And if this is uncomfortable for your arms, then remember you back off, you can take your arms wide, you can hold a towel in the hands for to have under the head, and then your arms won't have to interlace behind. Or you can imagine the movement if it is not possible to get the arms up at all. And we'll start with the arch. So as you inhale, arch and gently press the elbows into the floor. And exhale, going right into the flattening. Contract the pec majors, elbows comes up, and then we contract the whole front seam. And let's lengthen out the front seam, lowering back down. Once the head is down, now give your elbow a little lift so the shoulder blade spreads even a little bit more. The pecs contract a little bit more. And let's count those down on 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and done. Take a buffer breath. And repeat. On your in-breath, arch, elbows presses down, and exhale, moving right into the flattening. Elbows lifts up and curl up by contracting the front seam. The head is very light in the hands. A little hammock, and we roll down vertebra by vertebra, lengthening out the front seam once the head is down. Relifting of the elbows, so you feel a little bit more pec involvement. And 12, 11, 10, really spread the wings. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and done. Buffer breath. And one more time. When you're ready, inhale, arch, and flattening. Elbows comes up. Once the elbows are up, I curl up. Everything contracts towards the midline. And slowly lengthening out. Head down. Elbows a little higher. And then slowly spread your wings. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and down. Everything relaxes. And while we are here, we'll do a little bit of neck release. So now placing the imaginary teacup on your forehead. So not a curl this time, but we are going to lock down, I say that in the gentlest way possible, the torso. So take a breath in, And then gently, gently flatten the low back. And then lift the chin straight up. So the hands are here just again like a little hammock. And you feel the contraction in the front of the neck. I'm going to let you release that one down yourself as slowly as you can. Once the head is down, let everything pull. And we'll turn the head to the right. And again, if it's available to support the head and the hands, do so. Maybe one hand, maybe both, or no hands, an option. Just being mindful of the neck. Teacup is now on your left temple. Again, gently arch. Then exhale, a little flattening, not overly so. We lift the head straight up. So now it's the sternocleidomastoid and the scalenes. And slowly, 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 releasing down. Once the head is down, let everything pull. Easy breath. And we're going to repeat. Head to this side. When you're ready, you can start with a little arch. And then a little flattening, not overly, and lift the head straight up. So it's not a big move. The head can support it, or the head can lift without hands. And slowly, 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 lowering the head down. These are the muscles that are stuck in what is now called the text neck. With as little effort as possible, to slowly turn your head to the left. And inhaling, a gentle arch. Exhale, flattening. Teacups on the right temple, lifting the teacup straight up. And slowly, slowly, slowly coming down. Now, if lifting the head is not at all an option, this could be done with the isometrics instead. So instead of using gravity as a little extra, if you press your head down, you're just going to work the other side of the neck. But it's no less right to do it that way. So it may be something you want to share with somebody who can't do the neck lifts. We're going to do it one more time. A gentle arch. And exhale, flattening and lifting. Head supporting the weight of the neck. So hands supporting the weight of the head. There we go. It's coming out. Once you come down, let everything pull. Take a breath. Slowly turn the head back to center. And we're going to bookend it with the straight lift again. So teacup is back on the forehead. A gentle arch. Moving into a gentle flattening. And we lift straight up. And lower down. Release the arms from behind the head. Slide the legs out. Pause. And then gently Take your time. You're going to roll over onto your right side. So here, you can support your head on a blanket, on your arm. You want to have your head supported. So it's whatever is comfortable, whether that's bent or straight. So we'll do the shoulder compass. Great to isolate all these different muscles. We've already worked a little bit on the upper trapezius, so we don't have to do too much with that. So you're just going to pull the left shoulder up towards the ear, squeezing it up. And then slowly, 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 releasing it down. The BFFs of the upper trapezius, and we're going to play a little bit more with them, is the lower and middle. So slide your shoulder blade down the back. And just let your hands slide on your body. And letting that go. Often these are sort of undercommissioned because the upper trapezius steals the entire show. So let's go down again. Slide the shoulder blade down the back. And letting it go. We'll do that one more time. Contract, draw the shoulder blade down. And then notice if you're using the upper trapezius to release the shoulder back up, can you just release the contraction? We're going to roll the shoulder forward. And let your arm roll so that the palm comes to face up. That way we get the rotator cuff tendons involved. And then let go. Letting go. Buffer breath. And when you're ready, contract the shoulder forward. Palm facing up. And we let go. One more time. Releasing. And opposite. Shoulder blade moves towards the spine. And the arm will roll opposite. Arm again will come to face up. And release. Buffer breath in between. Initiate the movement from the shoulder blades of the rhomboids. And release. Do that one more time. Sensing the movement of the shoulder blade. As always, if it feels safe, I want just to close your eyes so you can stay really present with the movement. Let's put these all together into the big circles. We'll hike the shoulder up to the ear and then draw the shoulder forward, the big, huge circle, and make this as perfectly round as you can. So now putting all four movements together. One flowing into the other. Moving slowly all the way around. Once you come back up to the top, we'll drop it down to a medium-sized circle. so that we work with different muscle fibers. And again, drawing a round circle, medium size. How is this different? At the top, we go down to our itty bitty little circles. Feel like I'm tracing a silver dollar here, just a teeny little one. And then I'll reverse the direction, starting with the little, my little silver dollar. And continuing with the medium. Where is the jitteriness? Does it feel different going in one direction compared to the other? We'll conclude with the big circle. And then slowly rolling over onto the back. Pause. Notice left shoulder, right shoulder. Left side of the neck, left hip, go back. And then find your way onto your left side. So remember, if you are suffering with a shoulder injury or rehabilitating a shoulder, start on the side that's quote unquote easy, as that will tutor your other side when the waters can get a little choppy. So as we come to the other side, we'll begin by just visiting briefly with the upper trapezius. We got this one. And we'll release that one now. And sliding. Now we'll go down, middle and lower. So as you slide the shoulder blade down, you may feel it hugging onto the rib cage. So that means the anterior, serratus anterior is joining in. That's a good thing. Remember to take your buffer breath in between. Shoulder slides down. And releases. Not 3 times. A lot of shoulder tension, shoulder blade tension is because these guys are a roll. I think that's how you say it. Away without permission. Is that a whoop? Now let's move into the pec major. So we worked a little bit with those, so that's why we're adding the arm roll. Rolling forward. And then slowly release that back. Buffer breath. If you study, if not study, that's a little much more, but look at how people carry their arms. If the palms are facing back in just a standing relaxed position, we know right off the bat that the pecs are tight. There is a guarding tension forward. Last one. Slowly releasing. Neutral hands, palms facing your body. We'll move to the rhomboids. Contract, draw the shoulder blades together. Slowly release. Proper breath. How does this side feel compared to the other? Maybe this is the easy side. So now we have mapped out the 4 corners of the compass. We're ready to circle. Draw the shoulder up in a big circle. The big bend. And studying the edges of your circle. Is it perfectly round or is it a little jaggedy? Like the Salvador Dali clock. What about the median? How easy can you make this movement? As if the movement just flows out of you. Minimal effort. Little silver dollar. And then switch. Switch directions. Starting with the little silver dollar. To the medium size. And the big one. So I imagine my shoulder is like the second arm on my watch, just ticking around the corners. Once I'm back up at the top, I let go. Rolling onto my back again. And checking in. Pause. What does your brain see when it sees your body? The outline on one side, the outline on the other. Bending up the knees. Find any have fun. For the washcloth, we'll start with the arms, a big rolling pin of the arms. So we'll take the arms straight out to the sides. So the movement is from the shoulder blade. As you roll the arms up, feeling how the top of the shoulders are moving towards the floor and invites a little arch. Let the arms roll back. So very similar to the blooming flower, except the arms up a little higher. And then roll the arms down. Now the top of the shoulders will poke up. So that's the pec minor we're really talking to here. And letting that release. Rolling again upward. Sensing how the shoulder blades are really negotiating this on the back. Initiating from the center, not from the hands. They're just following along. And when we're doing both arms bilaterally, same. Let your spine undulate along with the arms. The next time you come back to neutral, let's roll the right arm upward, but the left down. So now we begin the wasp-claw, bringing it out. And slowly move from side to side. Your head begins to roll with the arms, inviting it to roll to the side where the arm is rolling up. But without leading with it, it's like it's just flowing in that direction. Now what happens as you roll, so if you're looking to your left arm, and then draw your right hip away from that shoulder, so lengthen diagonally across, creating space between the opposite hip and shoulder. So the arm that's rolling up, that hip presses into the floor. Moving gently from side to side. So we'll switch this around a little bit. Next time, you are looking towards your left hand. Let your knees drop all the way down to the right. So my feet are about as mat width apart. For me, I find that most comfortable. Some people like the feet closer together. Exhaling, you return up to center. And inhale, you go to the other side, nose opposite of knees. And you might find that diagonal that we started with the hip press now gets even a little bit longer. And we begin to add more of an arch as we go down. Everything is moving. How easy can you make it? Notice where patterns are grippy, holding on, backing away instead of forcing. And then next time you come up to center and slide the legs out again. And let your arms come to rest in a comfortable position. Feel the back body. And then easy as easy can be, let's roll over onto the abdomen. prone position. And take the right arm out to the side on a 90-degree angle. And the left arm, it can support the head if that feels better, or it can be down alongside the body if that's available. We'll play a little bit with the back of the right shoulder. So right arm is a 90-90 bend. Palm is flat on the floor. And then inhale, lifting the right elbow. Keep the palm down. Feel the back of the shoulder contract. Posterior deltoid. We're going to slowly release that one down. Slowly, slowly, slowly. Let it pull. Let's do that one more time. Lift the elbow. Feel that contraction. Let it float back down like a feather. Calming down. And we'll take the right hand and place it under the head. And then lifting the head, looking over your right shoulder. So keeping the arm down, and lowering down. Just the head comes up. So we're again talking to the scalene, the scalenes and the sternocleidomastoid, a big ropey muscle on the sides of the neck. Let's lift again, looking over the shoulder. So we get a little help from the upper back. We want that. This time we'll take the arm up with the head. So pressing the hips down, and as you inhale, lifting head, lifting arm. And lowering down. Buffer breath. And let's repeat one more time. Inhale, press the hips down. And lift. Head, upper back. And lower down. And let's switch out the arm. So the left arm will come out to the side. The right arm goes down. And we'll lift the left elbow. Feel the back of the shoulder contracting. And let it float down. Light as a feather, slowly as a feather. And again. Contracting. Pulling the elbow up from the contraction. And let it come down. Do that one more time. And releasing. And now slide the hand under the head. Spin around so I can see you. And we start just with the head lift. Lift the head, looking over the shoulder. So notice how the hips are a little hippie, the Landauer reflex, babies. And they begin to strengthen the back muscles, lifting the head, starting to study the world. Everything releases. Do that again. Lift, looking over the shoulder. And feel that connection all the way to the sacrum. And we lower down. Buffer breath. And this time we'll take the arm up. Now let's anchor the hips first. And lift. And lower down. And when you're ready, again, press the hips down. Left arm and head floats up. Now we feel the muscles on the upper back really showing up. And then last, we'll do the whole back seam. Let's take the arms down alongside, forehead touching the floor. And then inhale, lift the head, heart, hands to Shalabhasana and contract everything to midline. And exhale, slowly lower back down. We'll do that one more time. Lift the whole everything. Everything contracts towards midline. Shoulder blades in, shoulders are down, and we lower down. We'll take the hands up. We're going to come into Sphinx pose. With the shoulders up. This is, I think, a really great way to isolate, again, that contraction in the back of the neck. So letting the sternum lift, the collarbones broaden in a comfortable way. And you can take the elbows forward if that bothers the back in any way. And then letting the head hang down heavy. Allow the back of the neck to lengthen out. And then we're going to contract without collapsing the back of the neck, creating an arch, cervical arch, so that the back of the head does move towards the back body. And sensing these contractions, aiding the back bend of the thoracic spine. And then slowly release that contraction, letting the head come into a long back neck in the forward head posture. This area is super contracted. Let's do it one more time. Slowly lift. Contracting to lift this bowling ball. We're going to lengthen out one more time. Take your time. The weight of the head floating down like a feather, not dropping it. And we'll take the hands by the side chest and we can push back into wide knee child's pose or puppy pose, whatever is comfortable. Lengthening back. You can take your forehead, if it doesn't touch the floor comfortably, let it come to rest on the back of your hands or forearms. Bringing the breath into the back body. And we'll use the hands and press up. And we are preparing to close. Let's bring our palms together and invite peace. Peace in our world, in our community, and in our hearts. With Om Shanti, 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 Om. Let's take a deep breath in. Om Shanti, 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 Om. And exhale, bow your head towards your heart, your light, and let it shine brightly. Thank you. Namaste.